Taylor?
Here.
Baxter? Here. Harris?
Here.
Insulaco?
Here.
Height?
Here. Present.
We have a quorum, sir.
If everybody please stand for the pledge of allegiance and the prayer by Mr. Barber.
Let's all bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening and we thank you for your sovereign grace, Lord, that you have in our lives. We thank you for the authorities that you've put in place in this city. And Lord, we pray for their wisdom and guidance that they might bless this great city. Lord, we thank you so much that you continue to have your hand of protection upon us. We pray for those serving us in various ways, the police, the fire, the electrical services, Lord. We just ask that you would continue to be with them in all the things they do. We thank you for all you do for us, and it's in Jesus' name we pray. All God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So moved.
Motion seconded.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
So we have 7 communications.
Thank you. If anyone wants to pull up communications, please let me know. If not, I'll ask for a motion second and file. Accept.
R24-170 on the consent agenda, is that where we are?
Say it again.
I move to,
Communication.
Communications.
Okay,
move to accept communications 1 through 7.
second.
Second.
Motion to accept and 1 through 7. Motion and accepted, please.
Ross?
Everybody?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Thank you. Presentations now, if you don't mind, Ms. Ember, if you don't mind, come up for audit presentation.
Good evening. Tonight we have Rachel Ormsby with us. She's a partner at Forvis Mazars. They're our accounting firm. I left a copy for all of you at your seat, and Rachel's going to go over a quick highlight.
All right.
Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ember. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. It's a pleasure to be here again tonight to present the fiscal year 2023 external audit results. As Ember mentioned, in front of you, you have the final bound copy of the annual comprehensive financial report, as well as the separate single audit, which is the compliance audit that the city is required to undergo. So I promised I would keep it short and brief, as I know we have a packed house, so let's get into it. Some couple of highlights that I think are really important for you all to know. The city did receive a clean, unmodified opinion on your financial statements as a whole, as well as your separate compliance audit. So the city spends more than $750,000 in federal expenditures, and so that requires the city to be subject to that separate single audit in accordance with uniform guidance. A couple of other highlights that I wanted to point out. So in front of you is the annual comprehensive financial report. And so the city did receive for 4 consecutive years in a row the prestigious Certificate of Achievement and Excellence in Financial Reporting. So that's a very highly regarded award in the financial reporting community that we all live in. And so the city should be extremely proud to receive that award. And we fully believe that Ember and the finance department have put together this 2023 report that will be submitted to GFOA if it hasn't already been submitted, and I'm sure it has been. And we believe it will qualify for 5 consecutive years this time next year when I'm standing up here. Couple of other highlights. The city is up to date on all GASB pronouncements that have been issued thus far. So GASB, for those that may not be familiar, is the standard setting board that we all and you all as a governmental entity have to follow. They have been very busy over the last several years. So these financial statements in front of you are up to date and in conformance with the latest GASB pronouncements that have been issued. A couple of other items I wanted to point out. So this is a thick book. I don't expect you to take it home and put it by your nightstand and read it cover to cover. But I do highly encourage all of you to read the management's discussion analysis. That's pages 4 through 11 of this report. Ember and the entire finance department spent a lot of time putting together this narrative and really showing the increases and decreases and changes that have happened from 2022 to 2023. So it really is a good snapshot of what happened in the city throughout the last fiscal year. In terms of some numbers, I try not to spend too much time on numbers because we could spend all day, but just want to point out the general fund, which is your main chief operating fund of the city. Although the city went through a tornado, and I know that we've all lived through that and are continuing to experience the aftermath, the city did achieve excellent fund balance in the general fund at year end, so approximately $54 million at year end. So it just goes to show that the city is good stewards of those funds and did not have to dip into your emergency fund reserves throughout the tornado. Last but not least, in the back of this book, starting on page 167 and continuing on to page 174, that is really just a good snapshot of the results of the fiscal year audit. So I'm on just page 174 at the very back of the book, but everything that I've mentioned just goes through in a checklist, and it'll show you the clean, unmodified opinion. It'll show you that we did not identify any internal control over financial reporting findings. We also did not have any findings in internal control over federal awards. The two major programs that we audited were, of course, ARPA. That's been a program that we've audited across all of our governmental entities. And then, of course, FEMA with the tornado. And then you'll see number 9 here, the city did qualify as a low-risk auditee. So that's something I also want to point out, is that being a low-risk auditee means that in the past 2 years, you have not had findings. You have timely submitted your reports to the Federal Audit Clearinghouse, and you have not had significant internal control issues. So promised brief and hit the highlights, and with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that the mayor and council would have at this time.
Questions possibly?
One question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harris.
So to cliff notes of what you said, we need to read page 4 through 11 and page 174.
You got it.
Okay.
And of course, if you happen to want to read the rest, please feel free, because we all spent a lot of time preparing this.
Okay. Got it.
Yes,
Thank you.
4 through 11 is a really good narrative of the fiscal year operations.
Okay.
Anybody else? Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. By the way, thank you, Anita. Thank you, Ember, and all your finance team. Mr. Hamilton.
This is August. We're getting this audit there were transactions happening in December that you guys were working on. Is that considered fast by the
No.
standards, by municipal government standards?
So to qualify for the GFOA award, you have to file within 6 months of year end. Well, actually, it's 180 days, so June 29th, June 28th, if there's a leap year. So we requested an extension because one of our component units was a little behind on their audit, and we cannot submit our audit until we have their audits. And so we got approved from GFOA to have this. If you remember, back at the end of March, I presented to you all an unaudited version of the year end because there's a state law that states you have to present unaudited by April 1st of each year. But we do accrue revenues 2 months in arrears, so we don't even have our final sales tax until the end of February for December, property tax and all those things. We get bills that come in that are material that have to be accrued back. So we did request 30 extra days this time, but it's still considered timely for what we went through the last year.
We're on an award-winning streak, aren't we?
Yes, and that we'd never filed for it before.
Right.
So
what you're talking about filing isn't the law. It's
voluntary.
It's for making sure we get these excellence awards, right?
We put a lot of extra information in this that we don't have to under laws to qualify for this award. So we're giving more information to the public in order to get this award.
I certainly appreciate all the effort of the finance department, and considering we have an award-winning audit, in terms of a nerd like me who looks at some of these, doesn't really understand it, but likes to look at them, I really, really appreciate the awards. Thanks.
One more thing, Mayor.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
Who produced this? Oh,
I'll go, and I'll come back to you if you don't mind. Mr.
Lastly, Amber, appreciate the leadership that you do with the finance department. So, standing ovation, whatever. I mean, you're just great.
All right, go ahead. There you go.
Thank you. But I could not do it without my team.
I know.
They do all the work.
Ms. Ross.
no, who produced this? This This fancy. I like
The
it.
cover?
Yeah.
I did,
You
with
did?
pictures that
Well,
Jeff
I'm impressed.
Kaplinger takes throughout the year. I keep those emails if you flip to the front cover. Another requirement is you have to put a narrative and you have to give photo credit to the photos. And these were pictures that Jeff took at the pickleball. The dividers are a different picture. Every year I like to showcase something that we're doing. If you remember last year, it was the city service building, so.
Well, I just want to say it's A+. It's the best one I've seen in 18 years. So there you go.
Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you very much, Rachel. Ms. Ember, thank y'all very much. Finished business, sir.
Yes, sir. R24-157, Mayor Hartwick.
I want Felicia to come up here. We're going to pull this, but Felicia, where are you? Are you in the audience, please, ma'am? I went out and visited that home today, so Felicia, if you don't mind, commentate for me. And with this being, I'll go ahead and pull it, but go ahead if you don't mind. Let's talk about 2501 East Washington Avenue, please, ma'am.
Yeah, we pulled it because she did obtain her rehab permit, and we had people out there working today.
So I went by and looked at it. She actually did have people on the roof with that. I've been and talked to Mr. McHenry. She said, go ahead and pull it. So if y'all permission, I'll go ahead and pull that. She's got a planning commission meeting. I mean, she's going ahead and got the roof. She's got that started. So we've got a year to do some things, but she's in progress. I talked to Ms. Mitchell today. She's very appreciative of it, but I just want to let y'all know what was going on with it, okay? All right, I'm going to pull that, please, ma'am. Please, sir. Thank you.
O2459, Councilmember Taylor.
Please call it.
An ordinance rezoning property located north of Faulkner Lake Road and east of Stone Links Drive in the city of North Little Rock from R2 to RU zoning classification by amending ordinance number 9263, declaring an emergency, first reading.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second?
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
I've got two people who'd like to speak on this. Let me start with Marie Hollowell, if you don't mind. We've already suspended the readings. Marie, are you here? I've said, just see, come on up, please. Yes, ma'am.
Good
Identify
evening, Mayor
yourself, if you
and
don't
City
mind.
Council.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So my name is Marie Hollowell, and I am the Neighborhood Association President for Stone Link Subdivision. And I'm here on behalf of my residents. We did get notification through a planning meeting about the rezoning of R2 to RU. The first thing, we are not in favor of RU, this being rezoned to RU. We were not aware of it until after it was approved through planning, and I understand their rules. However, there were some things that happened in the Planning Commission meeting that I would like to bring to the attention of the City Council. We did have two residents that attended that meeting, and they talked to Chairman Clifton and let him know their feelings about it. But his response was it wouldn't affect them because this was not coming behind their house, but it would affect them because if you all can see from the paperwork that you all received, we were presented this a few years ago as an R2 subdivision. And then it changed just recently, through the Planning Commission. This development has gone from over 500 houses on 300 acres to 291 on 65 acres. We just feel that that's a lot of houses in that area. Stone Links, as you all probably don't remember, was supposed to be 900 houses. We have 261 houses in our subdivision with a lot of dead ends leading to nowhere. We have one way in and one way out. We found out in this meeting that, in the meeting that they planned subsequent to the Planning Commission meeting, that they want to put a dirt road, a gravel road for emergency vehicles to come through, which will be through the Stone Link subdivision. And not only that, this subdivision is supposed to be separate and apart from Stone Links. However, they will have originally 7 houses on Stone Links Drive. Now they're wanting to add 10 houses in that same amount of space, and these houses will be facing Stone Links Drive and using Stone Links as an entrance and exit. We only have one entrance. This subdivision is going on to Faulkner Lake Road, which is a 2-lane road with a 4-way stop at the end. We just feel that even with the Planning Commission, they did approve it for one of the questions, and I did talk to Chairman Clifton, and we talked about some of the things that were on there, and he did tell me, well, you have a right to come to City Council and voice those opinions because they didn't look at it the same way. They did not recognized that there was no other exit from this subdivision. There's only one way in and one way out currently with the plans that they have. And so we're just here, and I'm here because, one, we really would like it for it to remain a RU, or R2, not be rezoned to RU. And we would like to have more conversations around the homes that will be facing Stone Links and using Stone Links as a neighborhood entrance and exit. So, and I would like to say that Dr. Raj, I know he's here. He and I spoke about 3 years ago when he had his original plans. I wish that this would have happened before. I do know that when I talked to Chairman Clifton, because there was another investment group that came after us about another area, another part of our area, and Chairman Clifton recommended to that group to go back and talk to the residents of that area. He did not do the same thing for Stone Links, and I did ask him why. He said he didn't think about it, but I just want to make sure that it's on the record that I feel, as the president of Stone Links, we should have been informed of this, and even myself, so I could have talked to my residents prior to this going to planning, not after it had already been approved through planning. And then also as far as our infrastructure.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, I've got Nicole Hart in the audience tonight, so thank you, Marie.
Good evening to the council and to the members here. I live in Stone Links 13409 Hansfield Circle.
Okay, Nicole, tell me who you are, please. I know who you are, but go ahead. You got to tell us who you are, okay?
Nicole Hart.
Thank you,
A
ma'am.
resident of Stone Links.
Thank you, ma'am.
13409 Hansfield Circle.
Appreciate that.
My blood type, is that it? Okay, just want to make.
Type.
O positive. I'm
Gotcha.
O
Let's go.
positive
All right,
girl.
keep on. Thank you, ma'am.
But I'm here because I worked with our president on talking to residents. I've knocked hundreds of doors for other reasons connected to advocacy in our community. And I just want to be able to go on record to say that every resident that I talked to that we asked about this, because it was a part of my door knocking campaign, we got petitions signed. I don't know if she mentioned the number. It was over 170 signatures of community members who were against this. And I would like to recommend that the council look at not only what Ms. Hollowell said about working with the Planning Commission to ensure that they're communicating with the residents, but also making sure that our council members have true connections with the communities to ensure that advocacy is happening on behalf of the community and its residents as we make these decisions. We know that there are significant opportunities of growth our way, and so we know that more things are coming. We just want to go on record indicating that we require, need, prefer, whatever word is best, communication and true collaboration in those efforts as it relates to growth in our community.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Anybody else? Okay, I don't have them. So where are we right now, Jim? We had a motion to spend.
Just need a motion for adoption.
So move.
Second. Ross?
Ms. Ross.
No, is Sean here? I want him just to
Sean,
explain
come here.
what the difference in R2 and RU is.
Lot size.
Okay, well,
Did you hear the question, Mr. Spencer?
okay, can you just explain for everyone what the difference in
For
R2 and
R2, the maximum lot size is, or not the maximum, the minimum lot size would be 7,000.
Okay.
And for RU, it's 4,000.
So does that determine, I know that we can't require square footage in homes or anything like that anymore.
Correct, yeah, so it's purely a lot size
Just the
difference.
lot size.
So there's no restrictions on, difference in the type of house, size of house. It's all the same.
Do we have other neighborhoods with the 4,000 square foot lot sizes?
Multiple, yes.
Multiple?
Yeah.
All over the city? Can you tell us where some of them are? Do you know where I'll pay 'em?
There's off of Council, White Oak Crossing, most of those new ones there are RU.
Are they?
I even think part of Faulkner Crossing is now part of that is RU.
The last phase.
Yeah,
is.
the last phase that came through is RU.
Is RU?
Yeah.
Okay.
So both ends of the city has it. And then north of Rockwater, that subdivision right literally north of it is RU.
So are those homes necessarily smaller homes because they're smaller lots, or is it just smaller yards to mow?
everything, we don't keep track of lots of
Okay,
the
I
size
just
of the
thought maybe
house.
you might.
They visually look the same to me. I mean, I can't tell you yes or no, but yeah, the lots are smaller. But the houses, I mean, they seem to be filling the lot pretty good in most of those areas, so.
Okay, thanks.
Mr. Harris?
I can tell you they're not smaller homes, that's for sure. So, anyway, my question to you is, the square footage of this, I heard it was 6,000 square foot on these lots, is that right?
I could, where's, yes,
What is,
the engineering saying yes.
So we've been
6,000.
hearing like 4,000 square foot, you know, what's there, 7,000 square foot. And I just want the citizens to understand that, yeah, you could do 4,000, but they're not doing 4,000, they're doing 6,000. So what's 10 times 10? 10 foot times 10? I don't know.
100,
So anyway,
10 times
so-
10 is 100.
Okay, anyway, so, I mean, I don't know. All I know is the entity that's coming in there is very well respected in their construction and what they do, the name D.R. Horton, and I don't need to publicize them, but they're very successful is all I'm saying. So, anyway,
Ms. Ross?
John, you did say that these are 4,000 square foot lots, not 6,000.
No, the minimum, the question was what does RU allow? It would be, the minimum is 4,000. I mean, it could be as big as you want to be, but the minimum, so we, yeah, we don't, we check to make sure it's more than 4,000.
Okay.
So what size lots are you guys doing?
6,000.
6?
Don't, if you want to talk to him, let's bring him to the mic, okay? Come on up, please. Sorry, Maurice.
That's quite all right.
Did you hear the question, sir? Identify yourself, please.
Roy Andrews, Holloway Engineering, representing the applicant. Yes, typical lot size is 6,000.
Any other questions for him?
Thank you.
And, yes, Ms. Ross?
I'm just curious, what size are the lot sizes in Stone Links?
No one's asked that, but I would assume it's 7,000, which, because it's zoned R2.
Okay.
Or R1 and R2, which that would be the minimum.
So you're talking 1,000 square feet a lot, okay.
Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor.
So I did a little research this morning, as I knew we was gonna be attending this meeting tonight, and I looked at some of the homes in Stone Links that has recently sold over the last couple of years, and there's a 1,513 square feet, 1,517 square feet, 1,521, 1,521, 1,565, 1,567, 1,572, 1,619, and it just goes up from there. So I talked to the construction superintendent this morning. He said the smallest house that they were going to build, and this is just for front brick, would be $1,475. All brick would be $1,525. So the houses are going to be just like the houses that was built in the last phase of Stone Links. Price point, anywhere from $250 up to $325,000 starting price. The lot size will be 1,000 foot smaller than what they already have in Stone Links, so it's, I mean, I don't know. It's another subdivision.
Okay.
Ms. Ross?
So one other thing, that, they addressed that the dirt road and, the emergency services, emergency road, I guess is what you call it.
Sean, come here,
So,
please.
get that.
Here you can see if they can turn that on and kind of show where they're talking about, please, by pointing.
Stone Links only has one way in and one way out, and this neighborhood's gonna have one way in and one way out. Is that correct?
Get the drawing here. So there, go with the questions again, I'm sorry.
So, they said Stone Links only has one way in and one way out. Will this one also have one way in and one way out?
So there'll be an entrance right approximately where am I shaking right there.
So that's a road that goes in that
Yeah,
subdivision?
and then phase one will stop at that water feature there.
Okay.
And then they'll build over that for the next phases going up.
So they will have one way in and one way out, correct?
Yes.
But, so both.
Eventually it will, I mean, it might be years from now, curve on around and connect to 391. I mean, it might be 10 years from now or longer.
So both neighborhoods could benefit from the emergency road, correct? Because if they're, you know, if Stone Links, that they have that one way, I don't know how easy it is to get to that, to get into Stone Links.
Emergency road, yeah.
Would come out right here into the Stone Links.
Yeah. So and that'd be just a temporary road in between two houses. At some point, once it gets built, that road would be gone and a house would be built where that emergency access is.
Okay.
And that's done in other neighborhoods too, where there's, it's temporary, and then when they get filled out and there's a new exit or a new entrance.
Can
then
you
they'll
hear,
sell that
ma'am?
lot.
Can y'all hear? Y'all gotta get in this
Sorry.
microphone, please. Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, so once the neighborhood is built out, then they'll close that temporary road and build a house there.
Okay.
To answer your question, yes, both neighborhoods would benefit from,
Having an
Yes.
additional
yes.
emergency. Yes, okay.
Any more questions for the gentleman? Mr. Baxter?
Well, Mayor, I'll just say that the company that's looking to put this in, I went out to the first neighborhood that they built in Central Arkansas, which was out in Maumelle, the Reserve off of the Country Club, the Reserve at Country Club. Anyway, I thought that was a nice subdivision, nice looking houses. For me personally, but again, I'm old school, and it didn't quite have enough yard for me. But I'm also, cognizant of the fact that I'm old school. You know, I'm a boomer, right? And hanging out in the backyard was a thing. It's not so much a thing anymore. That's the only issue that I saw, but that's me. And amenities like that are really the opinion of the buyer. So. As far as the neighborhood itself, I don't have an issue with what's going in there. I also know that there are other places in our city that have one way in and one way out. There's 2 hospitals out there, all kinds of school. So again, I get it, but those are decisions that folks have to make when it comes to investing in a property.
Marie?
I just want to say that I know Councilman Taylor just mentioned, so Stone Links, as I mentioned, they started out with houses that had to be 3,000 square feet. As the things changed within the neighborhood and they tried to rush and sell the land and build houses, they did go to smaller houses. And that's one of the concerns of the residents, because if they start with that first section with already 1,400 square feet, and I know they said that that's not how they're starting, but if they start with that and then something happens, how much smaller are they gonna get? But some of the things that they've just said here were not things that they said in our meeting. They did tell us that the lot sizes would be 4,000, the majority would be, well, they didn't say majority, but they will be 4,000. I really feel that they're gonna be that. I don't think they're gonna be looking at the 6,000. And then as far as that access road, they said that road would be locked and no one could use it except emergency vehicles. So it would not be a benefit for Stone Links. It will not be a benefit for the people living in that subdivision. It will only be a benefit for emergency vehicles when they go through it. So it's not a benefit for Stone Links.
But didn't you say once it's built out?
No, once it builds out, they said they were gonna put houses there. And if you can look on the map, that circle part, those are the houses that will be facing Stone Links Drive, that will be part of Stone Links. And the fact that we have not had a conversation about that, I just find that a little disheartening, because we don't know, if you can see, imagine 10 houses in that space with the houses that are around it, it just, for the aesthetics of it, and then not to mention have a gravel street, and we know gravel keeps up dust. Those people in that area right now do not want it. I mean, I know we're just saying just for emergency vehicles, but I'm not even sure about that, because what they're saying in here today, some of the things they're saying were not some of the same things that they said to us last week when we met.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me.
Because I know that was kind of, if you could just kind of.
So the gravel drive would be temporary for phase 1 until the additional phases would be built out. And yes, it's for emergency access only. It would have gates on it. It would have a Knox box so that emergency personnel could only use that. It's not intended for the general public to drive in that. Once the phases are built out, At that point, the roadways will be put in, and at that time, yes, it would be public access 2 ways in and out for anybody.
So one more thing. So the lots are 6,000 square feet, correct?
Yes.
All of them? Or will there be smaller lots?
I'd have to go back and look, but the majority of the lots are 6,000 square feet per the plat that we've submitted that planning has approved.
Mr. Hampton?
I just want to go on record saying I'm fine with 4,000 square foot lot sizes. I'm fine with it next to my house in my
Nathan.
neighborhood.
Nathan.
Denser is okay with me. I'm getting older, but I'm of a generation that I'm fine with not having a lawn to mow. And when I was a newspaper reporter, people would get mad at new developments going in. They're cutting down all the trees. Well, buy that property and keep the trees. That's not, I would think the city council should be concerned about emergency access. I believe that has been addressed. I believe the free market and the housing market will take care of the housing sizes.
Anybody else? Mr. Taylor?
And lastly, I spoke with a real estate appraiser, and I asked him, it's just a simple question: will this new subdivision affect the property values of this existing subdivision? And he said, yes and no. He said, if there's 100 different factors that has to go into whether the new one will affect the old one and whether the old one will affect the new one, all the way from access from 391, from Faulkner Lake Road, which house you're looking at, which house you're not looking at, how old one house is, how old another house is, so, and who the real estate appraiser is. So 100 different factors has to go in, but generically, it will have no effect. But could it have an effect? Positively, 100 different factors, yes. Negatively, 100 different factors, no.
Anybody else? Thank y'all. Go ahead, sit down, please. Sean, sit down. Where are we?
We're ready to vote, sir.
Ready to vote.
Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insularco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insularco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
O-2462, Councilmember Harris.
Please call it.
An ordinance waiving certain sections of Article 7 of the zoning ordinance, ordinance number 9263, for certain real property located at 2625 West 58th Street in the city of North Little Rock to waive landscaping requirements, waiving certain sections of Article 15 of the subdivision ordinance, ordinance number 7946, for the subject property to waive half-street improvement requirements, declaring an emergency. This will be the second reading.
Yeah, I think I need to make an amendment to this. Is that right, Sean? I need to add, we need to add curb and gutter. Is that what I'm doing, Sean? Sean's behind you, Butch.
Come on, Sean.
Come on, Sean.
Butch, move.
I need to make an amendment.
Yes, it would have to come from you on the floor of whatever Mr. Penny is changing. And from what I understand, he's willing to do curb and gutter.
So your amendment is, sir?
I need to make an amendment to O-2462 to add curb and gutter.
Rick?
Is that what I do?
You got that?
Not waive the section of
To-
curb and gutter.
To not waive the
Wait.
section curb and gutter.
That from the legislation.
Okay.
Correct.
Anything else?
Is that your amendment? We need to.
Sidewalks.
No, we're waiving sidewalks.
Waiving sidewalks
Waiving sidewalks.
and waiving the trees.
Well, they've got plenty of trees.
They've got plenty of trees out there, yeah. But they will be doing curb and gutter, so we will not be waiving that requirement.
Right.
And that's the amendment?
Yes.
I second that amendment.
Okay.
Motion amended and seconded.
Okay.
Go ahead, motion amended and seconded.
On the amendment, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insularco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Okay, so my question is, I went out there and looked at it, and the sidewalk, I'm okay with that because there's no other sidewalks on that side of the street. But my question is this a hillside cut? Have they gone through planning as far as the hillside cut and what they're gonna have to do to that hill?
city was not made aware of any work being done on this property, so we can't determine it's a hillside cut because we don't have any elevations and civil drawings showing that it is. But from what
I'm adamant.
Speak for Mr. Penny there, but
hang on
from
a
what I
second.
understand, he's hired somebody to do those drawings.
So before anything moves forward, he is going to have to do that, and he will have to bring in his plan since he didn't get a permit
It
for
it would
anything?
have to go through Planning Commission for hillside cut approval, and if it meets all the requirements, it stops at Planning Commission.
Okay.
That's even after we approve this.
So after we waive these items, he's still, to get his building, any permit or whatever, he's going to have to complete all of those?
Correct, yeah, we'd have to get hillside cut and have the civil drawings and everything that show that for Planning Commission. And then he'd have to apply for a commercial building permit because he's building a quadplex, so so he'd have to
He
go
still
through
have
the
to follow-
process for
So
commercial
he'll still
building.
have to follow all city guidelines as far as that's
Correct,
concerned?
yes.
Anything else? So you made your amendment, there was a motion amended, and there was second, correct?
Right.
All right.
We vote on that. We just need a motion.
Motion
As
was
amended.
made and a
Make a
second.
motion
To
to,
adopt as amended.
As amended.
as amended.
You wanna-
Second.
I'll wait till after we vote,
All right, go
Mayor.
ahead, motion to adopt as amended and seconded.
Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
That moves to consent, sir.
Mr. Baxter?
And real quick, Mr. Penny, when we find that other drain, please let me know, because I want to see it.
We find what?
Other drain.
The other drain that goes underneath the street.
I couldn't find it. I went out there looking.
Gotcha.
I couldn't find it.
Thank you very much. Good seeing y'all. Okay, consent items. I'm going to ask that all consent items from R 24-163 through R 24-170, all those in favor?
I'm going to pull our 24-170.
You're going to pull R 24-170, pull it,
Yes, please.
then all the others? Pull it. Anybody else? Okay. Motion?
Make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? None? R 24-170,
All right, R 24-170, Mayor Harwick.
please, Ms.
A
Ross.
resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an agreement to rehabilitate property, certain real property located at 1516 Harold Street.
Move for adoption, so we can get in front of us.
Okay, now can I ask my question?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to know if the
Thank you.
applicant's here that is doing this. Anytime one of these rehab agreements, I want
Talking
to
about
make sure.
913 on, excuse me.
1516 Harold, I want to make sure that they,
1516 Harold Street, yes, sir.
just
You
want to
here?
make sure that they understand.
Come on up.
That they have 180 days.
Thank you.
Get it up to code.
I want it on.
Please identify yourself, and did you understand the question?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Oscar Aquino. I'm the current owner of 1516 Harold Street, and we're trying to get on the rehab agreement to restore the house that it has some fire damage. This was last year, this December. I don't have the exact date that it happens, but I bought it like 2 months later that the accident happened. But I haven't. I'm a contractor, so I'm planning to restore the house.
Mr. Hamilton,
You know you got 6 months?
Yes,
Can you get it done in 6 months?
yes, we can get it done in 6 months.
anybody think that Ms. Ross?
That's what I was going to ask you too, that you've got 180 days to have it completely finished, everything finished, and pull all your permits. And you need to know that you've got 5 days to get that escrow check to
Yes,
code.
I got all the money. I got the cashier check for whenever if you approve me this.
Okay.
To pay on the clerk over there.
Okay, and you got 5 days to get it to code.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that you
Yes,
can get it
and
done on time,
I
because
was
there's no
not-
exceptions anymore. We're pretty strict on these now.
Okay, yes. I couldn't be able to pull a permit because I was not a contractor back then. But now I'm a current contractor. I got my final my
So
license.
I got one question for you. I understand everything the council is asking you to do. Is that correct?
Yes.
Any questions you have?
And the timelines.
In the
Okay.
timeline? And everything, you're
Yes,
you're ready?
180 days.
All right, thank you. So, R 24-170,
We have a motion, we just need a second.
Second.
Second. Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Sir, we have two condemnations.
Let's see, you got R 24-171, and I've got someone like to speak on this. Go ahead and read it for me, please, and I'll let, is there Miss David Rogers? David, you here? All right, let me get this read, and you come on up to the microphone, please. Let's go ahead, please call it.
Yes,
And I'll
sir.
have, and once you read it, I'll convene a public hearing, okay?
Okay, sir. R 24-171, Mayor Harwick?
Please,
Resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 913 Greenleaf Drive in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
thank you. I'm going to convene a public hearing. Those wishing to speak for or against this R 24-171, please come to the microphone. Yes, sir. Identify yourself, please.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay. Want to apologize. This has sort of been
Busy.
a problem for me and for the city.
You got to tell me your name. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
David Rogers. I am the owner of it, supposedly.
So you're speaking on behalf for or against this?
Against it, sir. Well, I've been trying to get the thing repaired, and I keep running into unforeseen issues
Okay.
on that. Some of it's my fault. I have to say, I think some of it's the city's fault, which I don't want to,
Alicia, I'm going to need you.
Pardon?
Go ahead. I'm talking
Okay,
to him.
all right. Real quick, how this thing became a problem. Peacock Realty has handled several houses I have up in here, and another one, and the guy had been there for a long time, and I asked him to go and check it, see what it looked like. He came back and said, you just do some minor repairs. People moved out and got into a fight with the next door neighbors. I moved out, found out the total thing is total trashed, okay? So Peacock used to repair things for me, but they've changed as a policy or whatever. They said they can't, they could get a guy to do one thing, but they can't contract to do the whole thing. I did have one guy to come in there. Peacock called me, went and looked at it, said I need to get him out there quickly, immediately. I don't know what that meant, so I went and told the guy I had to leave. Then the problem I ran into, there is a son of somebody who rented a house in the past, and he keeps going in there, trash. Like if I do some repair work, he goes in and tears it out.
Can I ask you a
Everybody
question?
knows him. Pardon?
I want to ask you a question. So
Yes, sir.
So you know he's trashing your house?
Yes, sir.
So did you call the police?
Yes, sir. And that's one of the things I want to talk to you about. In that, we called him and I had a meeting out there. Well, I'd seen him a couple times before, trying to tell him he needed to stay out of there. And I didn't want to put him in jail per se, but got to where I had to do something. I went out there and I met Felicia was there, the police department guy was there, and one of the supervisors. And they issued him a criminal trespassing, I believe what you call it. I might get the wrong term, okay? While we're there, we're looking at it, the policeman put the wrong address on it. And I said, look, this is the wrong address. And he said, well, he won't know the difference. So they did not change it, offer to change it, even though everybody was still there. The guy was there, the police were there. So later, I found the guys there. I paid to have stuff hauled off and I thought we'd do some to try to repair it. He's still going in there and messing up things. I'd call the police department, and Felicia's very aware of a lot of this, and I would get different answers that I had to be there before I could call anybody to come get him. I said, well, I've already filed a complaint, and they say, well, I got to go. I have to be up there. But I get different answers. I came up there, well, that was about a year ago. I came up, well, I've got different answers since then. So then I was trying to get it repaired. I'll get real recent. When I got the letter from you, I called Felicia and said, look, I've got a guy here who does a lot of repairs for me. I have some rent houses in Dallas. And we're gonna go and, see what we gotta do, board it back up. I had it boarded up and everything. He tore down, he took the boards off the windows. He cut a hole in the back wall to get into the house. He sort of demoed it. He's got, everything's down to the studs right now. There's no.
So let me go ahead and get this going just a little bit, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. So you want to get this cleaned up, you want to get it fixed, you want to get it repaired, correct?
That's what I've been trying to do, but my problem was this guy, he was in there, and that's where I kept running into the problem.
Hang on, Debbie. Miss Felicia, real fast. So we've been dealing with this how long now?
Quite a while.
Go ahead, let her speak, and I got to talk to Miss Ross. Hang on, David, please.
Here you go, Ben.
Go ahead.
We've been dealing with this since 2016.
What I thought. Miss Ross.
How long have you owned the property?
I owned it for quite a while.
Because I'm looking at a picture on Google Street View just from April of '22. I mean, there's graffiti all over the door. The house is,
It's
I
in
mean,
bad shape. Yes,
and
ma'am.
so,
It is in bad shape.
that
Like I
answered my
said,
question.
part of when I kept trying to do something, I kept running into problems. Now, he hasn't been there since that long.
Not this one.
The only one I know that's been going in there is the son of a gentleman who used to rent it. Okay. But when I've tried to do something, I've run into a problem. Also, part of my fault. A couple years ago, got in a situation. My mother's
Let me
ill.
go ahead. I understand. So what
Okay,
are you
I'm trying to do
asking? What are
now,
you asking
I
for?
called the other day and was telling her, I've got the money set aside now, and I've got a guy who does work for me down there, and apparently I have to get another permit where he can do it, or I have to do something else, get another guy here. Okay, it's fine. So I called her, told her I have the money to do it. In fact, he was supposed to come up with me last weekend. And then I talked to the permit guys, and they said I couldn't do anything. I talked to her. She was gone. So
All right,
that's why I'm here.
So, Mr. Taylor.
I guess I'm trying to figure out what we're doing. I mean, so how long was this, we've been talking about this house?
Started 2016, I think.
Yeah. It's been approximately since 2016, and I've been trying to work with Mr. Rogers for a number of years. Year after year, he says he's going to renovate the property, and I keep explaining to him that he is, by city ordinance, he's supposed to have an in-state property manager. We have become the property manager. We're constantly over there. We're dealing with vagrants. We're dealing with graffiti. We're.
So the purpose of tonight is for us to decide on whether we're gonna condemn it, right? Then if we do, then he needs to get with the city attorney for a rehab agreement, right?
I do have the money now.
Motion to
repair. It's already
adopt.
set aside.
Wait a minute, hang on a sec. Miss Ross, and I'll come back to you, Nathan, if you don't mind. Miss Ross.
this was just a question, I don't know, something popped in my head.
And I'm
Felicia,
agreeing.
do you have any idea how much money has cost the city taxpayers dollars just on this one house? Since 2006, the employees, the travel, the time, the court and everything.
We have to maintain the grass. We have to take care of the graffiti. The police are constantly over there.
Okay.
The neighbors are constantly calling because,
Got you.
it's an
Mr.
ongoing
Hamilton.
problem.
I don't care if it's been since 2016, if it's been since half that time. I'm hearing a lot of excuses why it's not getting done. I'd say we condemn it, and if he wants to rehab it, he can get with the city attorney's office and sign a rehab agreement if he really wants to do it.
Yeah, I'm not aware of back to 2016 having a
Move for
problem.
adoption.
Move for adoption.
Second.
There's a motion to adopt and second.
Ross?
Yes.
Whoa, we're still in public hearing.
I'm sorry, you're right, thank
Yes,
you.
we are.
Anybody else wishing to speak for or against this, please come to the microphone. I've heard you, Mr. Rogers. If not,
Understand.
I'm going to adjourn this public hearing.
Move for adoption.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
I just want to say for the record,
Mr.
my
Rogers.
record got my
Oh,
real estate agent was
Rogers,
supposed to
Mr. Rogers,
mow it.
Mr. Rogers,
Yes, ma'am.
please. I've got to have a vote, okay?
Got it.
Thank you, sir. All right, please.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height? Yes.
Rick, if you don't mind, introduce yourself, let him know what he's got to do, okay? If you don't mind.
Yes, sir. You may tell him now?
Go ahead, tell him.
Okay. This time, your next step would be to enter into a rehab agreement. I haven't talked to the staff yet about whether or not this house is even rehabable, but you will have to present a, a plan for rehabbing the home to make it.
So make an understanding, you just need to get hold of him as soon as
Right.
possible.
Oh, the city attorney's office.
City Attorney's Office.
You're the city attorney? Okay.
Thank you.
How do I get your name or number? How do
He'll
I do
get it to you in
this?
just a
I'll
second,
give it
okay?
to you. That's-
Right now. Let's go ahead and go forward,
Got
please.
30 days. I mean, you need to do it pretty quickly.
Rick,
Okay, thank you.
you got it to him, I appreciate it.
I got it.
All right. R24-172, Mary Hardwick.
I'll tell you what, can I go ahead and call these all, have them read, and then call them one time, or is it going?
This
I
is the
better
last
call them one-
condemnation.
Only one more.
Sorry, got one more? All right, go ahead and read it.
A resolution declaring certain building, houses, and other structures located at 6006 Crystal Hill Road to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
Thank you. Those wishing to speak for or against this, I'm going to convene a public hearing. Fixing, want to speak for or against 6006 Crystal Road, please come to the microphone, please. Seeing none, I will adjourn this. Yes, sir, please.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion adopted, second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and just read them. 120.
We have five.
Yeah, go ahead. 124, 173 through 124, 178. Is that not mistaken? I have to call a separate one on 178, these next five. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 173 through 177, please.
Okay, sir. R24-173, 300 East 19th Street. R24-174, 2223 Railroad Avenue. R24-175, 608 West 23rd Street. R24-176, 2514 Parker Street. R24-177, 2206 Parkway Avenue.
Thank you. I'll convene a public hearing. Those wishing to speak for or against these resolutions, please come to the microphone. Anybody want to speak for or against, please come to the microphone, these. Seeing none, I'll adjourn this public hearing. Please read them. Call them.
R24-173, Mayor Hardwick.
Please.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 300 East 19th Street.
So move.
Motions?
Second.
Second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R24-174, Mayor Hardwick.
Please.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 2223 Railroad Avenue.
Move. Second.
Motion second, please.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R24-175, Mayor Hardwick.
176, isn't it?
We're at 175.
Okay, please.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 608 West 23rd Street in the city.
So moved. Second.
And second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R24-176, Mayor Hardwick.
Please.
Resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 2514 Parker Street.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R24-177.
Please.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 2206 Parkway Avenue in the city of North Rock.
So moved.
Second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R24-178, Mayor Hardwick.
Read it and I'll call a public hearing again.
Okay, sir. Resolution approving and certifying amounts of liens to be filed with Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real properties as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances.
Thank you. Those wishing to speak for or against this, I'm calling a public hearing. Please come to the microphone with those wishing to speak for or against R24-178. Seeing none, I'll adjourn the public hearing. Please read it. Call it.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
That concludes new business, sir.
Thank you. I got public comments coming tonight. If you don't mind, that would be from Summer Clark Day. Miss Day, you in the audience, please? Come on up to the mic. Identify yourself, please.
Good evening.
Evening.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. I just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Summer Clark Day. Most of you I already know, but I wanted to do this in a public setting. I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank Mr. Height for his 20-plus years of service in Ward 4 as our council person. That's a lifelong service commitment. And it's through his service and through a lot of your guidance that I've been able to here to work in the city of North Little Rock for the last 5 years as the executive director of Overbrook. And in that time, I've worked closely with lots of our department heads and lots of other individuals. In fact, today I just got a chance to talk to the electric department and the water department on the same day. Through this service to our community and this opportunity, I've really found my gift and my love for North Little Rock. Born and raised here, I thought it was time to extend that gift amongst our community and let all of you know that I will be running for candidacy for position 1, Mr. Height's vacated seat, as your next city council person. So I just wanted to give you that courtesy and that respect and announce it here tonight at council. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity to serve, just as all of you have done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. John Santora. John Santora.
Mayor, City Council, John Santoro, Property Owners Association President, Willow Beach. I'm not here so much representing Willow Beach as I am the whole area out there. As some of you have already aware of, that property out there sold $8.8 million worth. Most of it is farmland. I've got 2 maps if you want to see. All the area in the green is farmland. They're trying to get it, right now it is either C3 or an R residential. It's zoned. They're going tomorrow to get it zoned, trying to get it zoned for all industrial.
Who's going to get it zoned? Where are they going?
Planning commissions tomorrow night.
John, where are you? Come on, all right, keep on going, John. I'm sorry.
They're proposed to get it zoned tomorrow.
So keep on. I'll get him in a minute. You keep on going, John.
He says they. Who is the applicant?
That's about. I'm trying to figure this out.
Tyler Investment Group.
Right. So, all right, keep on. So you're saying they're trying to go to plan to get it rezoned.
So they're going tomorrow to try to get it zoned for industrial. We all know, and I say we, that's everybody from the freeway all the way out to Scott. We all know this is the only way the city can grow. The rumor is that they're wanting to get it industrial for Bitcoin mining. That's the rumor. And so far they've been straight up with us. But to get it all industrial is kind of is it some way coming in the back door on it? And we don't know that. So what we're asking you guys, if this should come through tomorrow and get passed through planning, when it comes back to you guys in 2 weeks, that you highly consider that that's the only way the city can grow. And we really would like to see it not even be none of it industrial. If any of it, it needs to be just a small portion of it. We know it needs some industrial out there, but we don't need industrial area all the way up from the freeway all the way down to Scott, nothing but warehouse buildings. We need, as Mayor, as you know, every time we see it, we say we need a grocery store. We need grocery stores. We need shopping centers. We need eating places. And we'd love to have the new city hall out there one day if that's what it takes. So.
If you do, let me list this one.
Someday, right?
Yeah.
All right. What else, John?
We just want you to know that they are trying to get it all zoned for, the Tyler Investment Group is trying to get it zoned for industrial. And again, it's everything you can see in the green. That's all farmland. And there's nothing, if they do that industrial, there's nothing else to grow out there. We're done. The city is landlocked from here on out. So we'd appreciate if you consider that if it should come tuition for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, John.
Yes, sir.
I got a John Williams here for 4501 Colonel Maynard. Yes, sir. I'll come back to you just.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, if you don't mind. I'll get you all last. Yes, sir.
Thank
Identify
you, Mayor.
yourself, please.
Thank you, Council. My name is John Williams. I do have property at 4501 Colonel Maynard Road. I actually, my wife and I bought a portion of the same farm that Tyler Investments has purchased. We've become members of the Scott community, and I think John Santoro, kind of spoke to most of this, but we were here with concerns of 60% of the buildable space that Tyler Investments had purchased going before the Planning Commission tomorrow night to be zoned industrial. You know, obviously, when we see that as caring members of our community, it's really alarming. And, you know, obviously, we wanted to be here tonight to state that officially and make sure that you all were aware of this.
Thank you, appreciate it. I got, Sean, I don't think they got any questions for you. Right now, I see any council members have any comments.
I'll bust out first, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Sean?
Yes, sir.
Help me out, just on the very front end of this. In our allowance for zoning allowance table, I don't know whatever, anyway.
Permitted use table. The
Thank
permitted
you,
use table.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where, under what category would I find data mining or anything along those lines?
So, data mining was not a topic at the time, I mean, just 6 years ago when we redid the zoning ordinance. So if someone was wanting to come in today and do crypto mining, it would be a PUD zoning. So there is not a zone category right now. So zoning something to industrial is not going to allow crypto mining.
All right,
or
thank you.
whatever the term you want to use.
So even if they wanted to put 1 or 10 or however many, it has to be a PUD, it has to go through planning, and has to come through city council to be approved.
The way the zoning ordinance is right now, yes. Since it's not addressed, it would be a PUD. So we wouldn't say you can't do it. We would say you got to use the PUD process.
Yeah.
And then go, and then have public hearings. and
PUDs
that
have to
kind
be
of stuff.
approved by city council, by
Recommendation,
planning,
yeah,
and then by city council.
correct.
Anybody else?
Got one thing to say, just not about this subject,
Okay.
something else. Okay. Hats off to, I don't know if anybody saw Friday or Saturday night's Travelers game, but the drone show that, I don't know if it's Travelers or CHI Vincent, I don't know, but that event and what they did, that stuff puts North Little Rock on the map. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but Nathan, I think you were there, right? It was
Saw it on Saturday night.
pretty,
My kids-
pretty impressive, wasn't
It's
it?
about time fireworks got some competition.
Boy, anyway, just want to shout out. Good job.
I was there Friday and Saturday.
Did I miss you, Mr.
Heard
Hart?
Becky had a happy birthday.
I apologize if I missed
Excuse me,
you.
my name is Stephen Hart. I'm the Homeowner Association President for Cypress Crossing. No, you didn't miss me, Mayor. I should have put my name on the list, but I didn't. But I am stepping forward now because I see that it was kind of thrown to the side and start talking about a drone show. I could care less about a drone show. I have property that I've been living in North Little Rock, and to bring industrial, period, we can put dynamining out. If you come in and put 60 to 75% of industrial down 165, south and north of 165, you shut North Little Rock off. It's gonna stop right there. Now, when we talked to them, we asked what was light industrial. They said they want to do light industrial. Well, he said light industrial was the same stuff they had over there on 70. So I asked him, why not keep putting that over there on 70? Why would you come put all of that big industrial around residential areas? We already have trouble with 165, 391, and Falcon Lake Road. And you want to bring the trucks and the big industrial out that way. And we all know how things go. It's always, the gentleman say a PDU. Well, there is a section on there that says it's a PDU. So
PUD.
PUB.
Right.
It is a section on there. So what
Everything
we're
still-
trying to, what
it
we're
still has
trying
to
to,
come
what
back,
we
Mr.
want to
Hart.
do
It has
is
to come back to us.
to know for sure that this is not going to, this is the rumor that is, well, I'm not gonna say it's not a rumor, because we have people now that are looking to move out, sell. I mean, I done had calls ever since this came up, and there are people wanting to move out. So I'm asking you, I was on board with your plan to grow North Little Rock. I think that's a great idea, but I do not think that we need to put industrial down 165 when we already have all the trouble of all the car wrecks, the deaths. All you do is do your research. There's been deaths on 165, there's been car wrecks every day. So putting extra strain on it, I think it needs to go back to the planning board, and it needs to be done something with the highway department. The highway department needs to be involved in this.
It is a
Because
highway.
if you
It's a
come
state
in
highway.
and put industrial all the way from 391 to Scott on both sides of 165, you're gonna have a big mess.
Got you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Anything else from anybody? Mr. Height?
Yeah, with your permission, Mayor, I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
Sit right here. My prepared statement. At 10 a.m., Monday, January the 1st, 2001, I raised my right hand to be sworn in as a North Little Rock Alderman representing Ward 4 and began what turned out to be an unbelievable and phenomenal 24-year journey. I think it's only fitting that I make my announcement tonight just a few feet away from where I started that journey 284 months ago. So after consulting with friends, former elected officials, and my family, tonight I'm officially announcing and making known the not-so-easy decision that I and we made earlier this year to hang it up, to call it quits, and to not seek re-election for a North Little Rock City Council member, Ward 4. My decision puts an end to my 24-year term serving and representing the residents of Ward 4 and the citizens of North Little Rock, effective December the 31st of this year. I am truly honored to have been elected to 6 terms on our city council and will always be thankful and grateful for the support and the continued confidence placed in me by so many residents of our great city. It's hard for me to express how much I've enjoyed serving 3 mayors, a whole bunch of aldermen and council members, working with dozens of department heads, office personnel, too many to count, and hundreds of city employees during my 24 years. My announcement tonight is not goodbye, but simply is I'm not running for re-election. I will still be out there. As I've said in the past and will always say, North Little Rock is a great place to live, work, and play. And finally, one thank you. Thank you, North Little Rock, for the past 24 years. What a great ride has it been. Thank you. Thank you.
Motion?
Second.
Second?
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
We're adjourned. Thank y'all, everybody.